Good morning.
Good morning to
Umeamka?
weekend. Nimeamka vizuri.
How was your weekend?
It was fine.
Ni coast mnajibamba kabisa.
Si maisha tu ni beach.
Sawa.
Soft life.
Tafuta pesa ya kwenda travelers na kina heritage basi.
Yeah.
Na watu wengine Mombasa na Serena Beach najua wanakuanga na seafood awesome sana.
Kuna
so mazee ndio.
Mombasa huwezi jinais bila pesa, obvious. Mombasa bila pesa wewe tu hakuna kitu unaweza sema hadi.
Kila mahali.
Hakuna raha. Hakuna raha bila pesa. Ni kila mahali.
Mazee hata Nairobi tuko tu hivyo. Kwanza Nairobi ni kugumu, huwezi toka nje. So tuangalie vitu tumekuwa tukiangalia last week, tuone venye ziliperform.
Yeah.
So so last week tumekuwa tukiangalia Euro USD and we were selling Euro USD kutoka huku juu mpaka hapa. Number. Yeah, so we were selling the euro from here to down here, and we were expecting some retracement to up to here. So ilipita. So if your stop loss was here, maybe you are stopped out, but again you had a chance of getting in back because our journey was was our destination, and immediately tumefika kwa destination. That was our red flag. Tulikuwa tumesema we'll get out of that place, as you can see. So it was a big good movement. So ilifika hapa, and then it has formed a double bottom and it has gone up. We still cannot confirm whether we'll continue buying until we breach this point and this point. So for today, we'll be looking this where we are at as at now is our area of interest for today, and we can only confirm it is a buy if it breaches that point, because already the market has moved.
Again, but for 4 hours,
pardon?
For 4 hours, like the engulfment ilikuja kwa 4 hours, so like ni actually the first kwa hiyo downtrend, so inaonyesha actually the bulls wameingia in that market.
Yeah, but it for some retracement hapa kama inaweza happen, it will be safer if mtu take caution pia.
Yeah,
because you can see it has been a downtrend for quite some time. You can see this is not a small movement, and again we still haven't exhausted the sells. No, this should be our last point. So this is our caution point. This is our last point, because I just test the lower lows of the previous market.
Yeah.
So again, it's always good to have a leeway. Fixed. So we will be expecting it to either turn into bullish, but again, let's be very careful because it can still retest the lower lows of that we experienced last time. So basically, that means last week was a good week, and we managed to capture good pips in the Euro USD.
Yeah.
So if you've been with us for that long, again, these are very good setups, as you can see. So yeah, waambia wenye wamepotea pia warudi, naona tunaenda tukireduce. But yeah, so this was the overview of Euro USD. So like we've said, for today, we'll be looking at this area. This area is very, very, very sensitive for us, because if it doesn't breach that point, we still cannot sell. It could come lower to form a triple bottom. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, it can. So we are not sure. But, so for now, I would suggest that we watch out at this place, and then when we get confirmations for the buys or the bears, then we can buy or sell. But as at now, we'll be looking for the buys, but until it breaches this resistance level. Any question on that? Good. So the Great Britain pound against the US dollar. Again, we've been selling this for the past week. You can see these are the days, the previous days for the week. Let's start in 4 hours, because you know the downtrend. It has been a downtrend, as you can see. As you can see, it has formed a good downtrend. And last week when we started, we were capturing it at this point. We were watching this space, if you can remember.
Yeah.
Tulikuwa tunataka breach this point so that we confirm that it is a sell. And immediately it did. We were watching for a price action, which formed around here, that confirmed to us it is a sell. And our first target was down here. So Great Britain pound has not hit our take profit. Of course, as I always say, I do not target the lower lows. We target slightly above, so that we can give space for the market to breathe. So in case your stop loss was above the lower lows of the last, then it means your take profit was hit. If not, then maybe you should look at the market and decide whether it's going down or the bulls have taken over the market. So as at now, we cannot still confirm that the bulls have taken over the market, but we are experiencing some retracement at that level. So we are experiencing some retracement at that level. So we'll be waiting for confirmation. We'll say that Great Britain pound hasn't finished its sell yet. So we are still in a downtrend until it retests this point, or even this point. So so our last target will be that point. Let me see. Daily. Yeah, very clear. You can see this is an area of a high interest to us. You see, it has been an SNR area for so long.
Yeah.
So in case it doesn't test, because you see these are very strong point as well, and this will also form a double bottom as well. Again, these are just the wicks. That is why we should be very careful when we're buying. So as kawaida, Monday is always a slow day for most of us. So itatupea tu direction of the market today. That is what we're expecting. There is no much that we expect. So leo tuna expect tu kupata direction of the market. In case it doesn't come back to retest these weeks, still is very okay, because again, these are the weeks, and most of the times the market doesn't record the weeks as important. But again, it is always good to be very careful. So until it confirms to us it's a buy, then we'll be looking for the entries. For now, we'll be waiting for it to either retest the lowest level again, the recent levels, or even those weeks that we've seen. But if it doesn't, then we'll look for an SNR area where we'll be looking for some sort of a retest, and then we'll get our entries for the buys. However, if it breaches this SNR area that we're talking about, it may turn out to be a sell. So it is always good to be very careful when you're looking at it. As well as the euro, we are expecting the euro to have some news today. Let me see. So we're expecting the euro to have some news today. PMI. So this will be high volatility, will have a high impact on the news. So it is always good to be very careful at that moment. The Great Britain pound might be a little affected, but we are not expecting any much impact on them. For the euro is where we'll be very careful, because we are expecting this is around this will be around the London market. So the opening of the London market is where we're expecting the news. So watch out for that time as well. If you have running trades, then add some risk management or look at it again. So for the Australian dollar against the US dollar, again, we've been looking for the sells for the longest time. After the consolidation, there was a good breakout heading downwards. And it was Luck, I remember, who asked about the Australian dollar against the Euro USD. I mean, against the US dollar. And we were expecting it to come up to this point. And you can see that is what exactly happened. So it has not hit the lowest of the lowest, but we're still expecting it to come lower to this point. But in case it doesn't, because as you can see, this is a very strong SNR area as it formed a double bottom. So we will not be breaching this point anytime soon, but in case we do, then we'll confirm that it sells. But for now, we'll confirm that it will hit this point and then take some buys at least. So we'll be looking at this area again today. We'll be looking for this area. So that we'll be looking for the retest, the confirmation of price action that we may sell. For the candles, again, Ian is better in that. So Ian will show them how the candles will form so that we can confirm it is either a buy or a sell. But for now, we still haven't finished our confirmation for the sells.
Yeah.
So we are still looking for the sells until that point.
Gold.
Let's finish with the currencies first, then we'll finish with the gold and oil. So this is the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. So the Canadian dollar in the daily chart has been buying. It's been a bullish market all through. And as at now, as you can see, we've exhausted our confirmation for the sales. So we are still in the tricky time. This is a very tricky time zone for us because we are trying to breach this SNR area. And until we do, we cannot confirm that we're still in a bullish market or a bearish market. But for today, for the intraday traders, as you can see, there's some sort of retracement.
Yeah.
Heading downwards. As you can see, it is coming back to the last high highs. So we still do not have confirmation that we can continue selling or buying. But in case it forms some retracement and doesn't come up here, then we can confirm it is a sell. But if it doesn't, then the market may take over and even form higher highs on the USD card. So again, like I said, today we do not have a lot of confirmation of the market. It will be a slow day as the news are also not very high, do not carry any impact on the currency pairs that we're looking at today. But let's watch out at this area and see if you can get some more buys to challenge our last high. As at now, that is all we can do. So mostly the market will be activated on the London market or even 1 hour later. So it's always good to watch out of the times that we keep mentioning here. Those times are very important as they form the basics of entries and exits as well. The Great Britain pound against the Japanese yen. We were expecting it to retrace at least up to here. It didn't, but again, it gave us a very good confirmation of the sells because, as you can see, it did retrace, but it never got to make any higher highs, and in turn, it sold up to our expected price. So this was our take profit, and it hit our take profit. So again, like we said in the Great Britain pound, we'll be looking for more sells, but until then, we must be very careful, since the bears, the bulls might have taken over the market, but it is not over yet until we confirm at this price that it may not. If it breaches this point, then we'll be looking at the sales. But since it has not, then we'll be waiting for it to test this lowest price. If it does, then we'll be on the safe side, since we can start looking for our buys at that moment. So for today, we'll be expecting the Great Britain pound against the Japanese yen to finish the retracement and then come back down lower, so that we can wait. Again, remember, it's the beginning of the week, so there is a possibility that these currency pairs will come to this point and form some form of consolidation for quite some time before the bulls take over the market. So that is it for the Great Britain pound against the Japanese yen. Let's look at gold now. So we've been expecting gold to come up to this point. It has not hit our first take profit. Neither has it gone lower. So we're still expecting gold to rise. As you can remember, this was a highlighted area. But in case gold reaches this SNR area, then we might be looking for the sells. But gold has not. Instead, it has been very volatile, forming some sort of consolidation. And this means that after the consolidation, we'll be looking at a very good breakout. So this breakout, what's important to us is that this breakout direction might be a bullish one. But until then, we still have no confirmation that the bulls have taken over the market, nor the sellers. Again, these are very, very big pips that gold is forming around here. So personally, I've been trading this. I've been capturing some of the sells and buys during the consolidation. But again, it's a new week, so I'll be avoiding that and be looking for a direction of the market in the long run. So for today, we'll be looking at either the breakouts, whether it will come down here and break out or come up here. But the general market overview is that we'll be looking at a bullish market. So the first take profit of ours will be the area that we've highlighted over and over. This is here. So this will be our first take profit. This will be our first take profit. Once we reach this point, again we'll be looking for it to come here. After this, we'll expect an SNR area to form before it breaks out to this point. But again, in terms of news, if there are news that you're expecting during the week, then it might easily pass. It might easily breach this point. So let's be careful. Let's look at these 2 points to start with. But in case it doesn't reach this point again, we'll be looking for the sells, which are very unlikely, but very possible as well. So let's be careful with gold. Gold is very volatile. There's a lot that is happening in the gold market. For those who've been looking at it, then you realize that you could actually take advantage of the consolidation area. But as I said, it's a brand new week. We don't know what the New Yorkers and the London markets have for us. So let's be very careful. But like I said, this will be a fast take profit. But in case it breaches, in case it breaches this point, then we'll be looking for more sells. In case it breaches that point, we'll be looking for more sells. But before then, we're still in a bullish market. For US 30, this has been a beautiful market. So as at now, we're expecting it to make some few pips up and then form some SNR area. It will retest since we have some resistance here. But again, we're expecting US 30 to make higher highs. So the first take profit will be after retracement. After retracement will be here. This will be our first take profit. After the retracement, the second one will be here. So these are the most important areas to look at this week. And once it breaches this point, then we'll be looking for more and more buys. You can look at it in 4 hours and even in daily. You can see that the market has been bullish. That is why we are saying that we'll be targeting this market. So unless there is any other opinion, then we are still in a very bullish market. We have
Juma.
Yes.
Umaitumia the dollar index, like the dollar index DXY like, so unajua like the dollar index inakuanga like a basket of 6 currencies against the US dollar peke yake moja.
Yes.
So like ebu kwa watchlist yako ebu add the DXY.
I do not trade it, but I look at it once in a while.
Yeah.
Yes. You can see the market has been bullish. So we are at this level, unless it breaches this point to go lower, of which we'll be looking at this. This is what we'll be looking at. This is our main SNR area. It is not the first one.
Yeah.
Over here, we can term it as just some formation that is trying to form. It may form a head and shoulder. It may form other formations, double top. But as of now, this is our area of interest, this one. So until this market comes and breaches this point, we cannot still confirm that we're in a seller's market. We're still in the buyer's market.
Yeah.
Tuko pamoja?
Tuko pamoja.
So what's important, like I always say, is we look for good entries, because again, you may get into the market very early and it takes you out, or get late and you find us moving to the other direction. So for the US 30, it is always good to, yes, for the US 30, let me show you. No, for the US, that we're expecting it to go higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it may form some form of retracement once it reaches this trend line that I've drawn here. But again, if it goes lower than that, then we may be looking for sales, which is very unlikely. But let's always give an allowance of our analysis, because at times news come and even change the direction of the market, some news that we weren't expecting. But as of now, we are still in a bullish market, a very good bullish market. So just look for good entries over here, especially in the London market, and you will be okay. So for the oil, yeah, so for the oil, it's been a downtrend. We've been targeting these places, as you can see. I think we had talked with some, we had done some analysis on oil, and we said that we'll be expecting it to come to this point because it is a seller's market. We're in a very bearish market when we look at oil. And you can see that we've gone like even not 3/4, more than 3/4. So we'll be expecting to close at least, because as you can see, this was our first SNR area, our first big SNR area. Yeah. So technically, we can say it hit our stop loss, our take profit, sorry. So our next take profit, let's first look at it in 4 hours. So there will be some form of retest that will form before the market goes further down. So until it breaches this point, we cannot still confirm that we are in a buyer's market or in a seller's market. But we are hoping to see some, before the end of the day, we're expecting to see a good SNR area that confirms to us that we are still on the bearish market. And once it does, then we'll be targeting, our target will be down here. Our target will be down here. This will be our take profit.
Hello.
Yes. So if it reaches this point, remember you can always adjust this take profit to suit you. You can target this area that is a bit, it's a little bit higher than what we have here. Again, these are daily charts, so these are very, very, very many pips, since these are daily charts. So this might even take days to form. So that's why we're saying that by the end of the day, we should have seen a good SNR area to confirm to us that we're in a seller's market, that we are still going to sell. So today we are just waiting for the SNR area, looking at this point. But in case it goes above these areas again, it might be a bullish market. But until then, we're still hoping to sell. So for today, again, I would say we do not have any confirmation as of now. It's still very early in the market, but the London market will activate something. So we'll be looking at that as well. Remember, we have news for the euro and the Great Britain pound as well. But the euro, let's be careful with the euro because that's where we have high impact news. So that is it for today.
Yeah.
So unless anyone has a question, see you tomorrow, same time, same place.